The reason your child will not listen to you unless you shout, right? Welcome to the Tensai Show, where we discuss everything about raising genius kids. My name is Chris and I'm your host today. And today we're talking about the reason your child will not listen to you unless you shout. You see, I want a number from you. Whenever you talk to your child, how many times do you actually repeat yourself? How many times do you repeat yourself today? Maybe was it 10 times or 5 times or 20 times? How many times did you say the same instruction to your child before, you could actually go do it? Maybe sit down there, stand up, go do this, do that. How many times? You see, there's a phrase I usually hear from parents more than any other, which is my child does not listen. And what they actually mean is, oh, I've told them something multiple times and they haven't done it. They hear me, they are not deaf, but they don't do what I'm saying, and it makes me feel invincible, disrespected, like I don't matter. And so I want to reframe this for you because the reframe changes everything. So when your child doesn't listen, they are not broken, they are communicating, but they're telling you something about the way the instruction is being delivered. And once you figure out which one it is, then you can fix it. There are 3 reasons a child does not listen, and most parents only think about the first one. And that first one is defiance, which means that the child heard you, they understood you, but they chose not to comply. This is what most parents assume is happening every time. And sometimes it is, but far less often than you think. Right? The second reason is what we call overload. Now, this child is already absorbed in something. Their attention is full. Your words are going in, but their brain is not processing it. So you are talking to a brain that is occupied. And so it's like trying to pour water into a cup that is already full. The cup is not broken. It's just not available right now. And the third reason is disconnection, which is the child does not feel connected to you in that moment. So your words don't carry weight. Think about it this way. If a stranger on the street told you to do something, you probably wouldn't do it. Not because you're defiant, but because you don't have a relationship with that person. So when a child feels emotionally disconnected from a parent, even for a moment, the parent's word lose their weight. The instructions, it bounces off because the relationship is not carrying it. So what works? I'll tell you what works for each reason. Now, if the problem is overload, the fix is connection before direction. So before you give an instruction, you get into their word first. You walk over to them, get on their eye level, touch their shoulder, say their name, and then give the instruction. 1, not 3. Not a paragraph. You have to be very clear. Say, it's time to put your shoes on. That's it. So you've moved from shouting across the room to connecting directly. And you're going to see that the compliance rate for this is skyrockets. But are you really going to do this? Now, the second one is disconnection. And the fix is filling the emotional tank first. So if your child has been disconnected from you all day, maybe they were at school, maybe you were at work, and you come home and immediately start issuing instructions like an army general, they will not listen, not because they are bad, but because you have to connect. Your relationships need refueling before you can carry that weight of authority, right? And so you have to spend 10 minutes reconnecting before you start directing. The problem is that as adults, we are so fixated on what is going on in our lives that we don't believe that these children have things going on in their own lives. And so we feel like you can pause and play responsibility or pause and play emotional response anytime or whenever you like, but it doesn't work that way. And so you should ask them about their day, play with them, laugh with them, fill that tank, or at least let some water come in. Then the instructions will land because they are coming from someone that the child feels connected to. Now, for actual defiance, which I think this is the one you want to hear, the fix is consequences delivered calmly. You see, a lot of parents, they react instead of respond. What consequences are supposed to do is that they're supposed to be the enforcer for you, right? And so this is not shouting. It's not by doing threats. It's not giving warning after warning. There should be a simple, clear, consistent consequence for everything, which means that your child will feel it immediately. There is no negotiation. There is zero negotiation. You don't need to shout. You don't need to yell to deliver a consequence. I mean, if you put your hand in fire, fire will definitely always burn you. There is nothing you want to do. The fire will not even warn you. If you put your hand, boom, it has burnt you, right? And so It's consequences. For example, you can say you can put your shoes on and we leave on time, or you can keep playing and we leave late, which means that you don't play at the park. That's the consequence of that action. And it is stated once, calmly, then follow through. Maybe the reason why your child does not listen to you is because they know that if you have not shouted, that, or rather, that you don't mean what you say, you don't mean the consequences that you said, or that if you have not shouted, then maybe you're not serious yet. You've trained them to believe that if they don't raise if you don't raise your voice, then maybe you're not serious yet. All right. And so it's about retraining how they learn from you. It's about retraining the communication that they get from you. Right. And so if you are always shouting, come and eat, come and eat, come and eat, each time like that, by the time you are angry, and then the child eventually comes, everywhere is already tense. You're already frustrated, right? And that's because of these three things. So one of these three things is the problem. And so typically you have to reassure yourself. You have to come back to a point, to a baseline. First, if your child only responds to yelling, then you have to do a pattern interrupt, which means say what you want to say calmly and don't repeat yourself. Just let the consequences do the thing for you, right? And so this weekend, try the connection first method. Every time you need your child to do something, work with them, get on their level, say their name, and give them the clear instructions. Do this for 2 days and count how many times you need to repeat yourself compared to before. I promise you that this number is going to drop. So I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments if this was very helpful for you. Thank you so much for staying to the end. If this helped you, ensure you share this episode with one of your loved ones or other parents like you who you know are definitely going to need this. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.